Welcome back to Porterverse Lore Ramblings. There are quite a lot of things I want to talk about in this episode. So let's just get into it, not gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Sodor exports many things, most notably coal and oil. One of their other major exports is coke. Coke is very similar to coal, but it burns a little bit differently. You can look at the specifics, I don't remember it off the top of my head. All I know is that it is a little bit cleaner. At the giant Lower Naffer coaling plant, there is a section dedicated to turning any bad coal into coke, and the coke is shipped out on special trains. And the engines on the Arlesdale tramway actually use coke instead of regular coal, as it burns cleaner and is better for just the environment in high population density areas. And the coke is often shipped down on special trains that often include hoppers like Hector. Speaking of which, number 2. Hector is a custom-designed hopper truck built specifically for the NWR. He was one of the first of his class built in the 1980s. By 2000, nearly 300 of his class were in service on the island, replacing most of the plank agents on certain services. Hector's truck class were dominant on coal, coke, ballast, stone, china clay, and other services. And the majority of his class, including Hector himself, are still in service to this very day. Number 3. Splatter is not named Splatter in this universe. He's actually named Scatter, therefore making the twins Scatter and Dodge. I feel the names are more closely related in this case, and it just sounds better in my opinion. Therefore, Splodge is actually Scodge. Number 4. I would like to retcon the basis of Riff and Jiff. I previously stated that they were custom-built American diesel trams. However, due to trying to find models of them being difficult, I decided to change their bases so I can get along with filming of interurban engines sooner than later. Riff and Jiff are now LNER Y1 Sentinels. Same livery and tram fittings, they're just Y1 Steam Sentinels now. Or Y3, these guys, you know, them specifically. And the Y1s fit better both figuratively and literally, so yeah. Riff and Jiff are now Y1 Steam Sentinels. Number 5. A rake of observation coaches were built in 1983. They all went to various parts of the island. 2 of them went to Thomas's branch line, 1 went to the Little Western and was painted in Great Western colors, 6 were reserved for the main line, and 1 went to the Coastal branch line. Most of them are all still around today as well, in active service as well. Number 6. George was always a hater when it came to railways. After being an absolute nuisance to the many railways of Sodor, he was sent off to the northeast point of Sodor, where no railway lines existed. He worked in a little town with a population of 65, which had no rail access whatsoever. It is only connected by a single dirt road. George became a bit of a celebrity there, as he was the only sentient vehicle in the entire town, and it went to his head very quickly, as you'd imagine. George would stay there for almost 30 years, turning most of the dirt roads into actual paved ones. And he was eventually preserved by a collector deep in the heart of Sodor. And it is reported that George is still a hater of railways. And it is very likely that no one will ever see him again, which is probably found by every engine on the island. Number 7. There is a 1500 tank engine on the Little Western. She wears Great Western colors like Duck and Oliver. However, this new OC is still in the very early stages of development. I plan on making a model of her, but her backstory is still in its infancy. So yeah, new OC coming soon. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Porterverse Lore Ramblings, and I shall see you all same time next week.